Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you are preparing for a data engineering, SQL, database interview, or want to improve your SQL knowledge, you are in a right place. Let's move on to the question. The questions we have is write a SQL query which will exploit the about the data into a single unit levels record. So we have a sales order tables. In a order tables, we have a order ID, product code, and the total quantity. For example, we have a order ID 501 and we have a product code prod A and total quantity sold is 2 total quantity is the sold. So we need a output in these formats where we want to explode the data into a single unit record. Single unit record means considers we have a order ID and a product code like the 501 and a product code here have a quantities too. So we need to explode that into a two records because we have a total quantity is the two. Like we have a order ID 502 and a product is B. The total quantity is 4. So we need to explode this record into a 4. Divide this record into a 4 different quantities or different rows. And also if you see 503 have a single record, so only the single records will be there. This type of the output we need to generate. As I always say, try to build your logic in your own way and write down your solutions in a comment box. Let's move to the answers. So, for examples, considers we have orders ID 501, product ID 2, and the 2 as a total quantity. So, we need to convert that quantity into the two records because total quantity is the 2. So, what we have to do? We have to do like we need to use the loop to convert that two quantity into single record. So, first, let's start with the basic. Let's select order ID, can say product ID, and I'm going to use as a quantity, one as a quantity, and I'm going to use second one, or I can say one instead of a one using like we have total total quantity from which tables I'm going to use. We have a sales order tables. Let's see what output we will get. Product ID is not there. Product code is there. Okay. Let's run with the product code. The total quantity we have this quantity we need a two times. This quantity we need a four times, and this records we need a two times to explode the above. So for that, what we need to do, we need to use the loop. Basically, we need to use the okay, this quantity two times, then we need to use the loop for the two times. This quantity four times, do we need to use the loop for a second record four times, and the second quantity total quantity is the one, so we need to use the loop one time for the third record. So for that, I'm going to use one of the built-in a recursive function. So I'm going to use like the with which let's give the name as a explode data as select. As we know, when we use the recursive functions, always use the union of operator, union alls. And the second thing I'm going to use as I'm going to select order ID, product ID, quantity, all these column I'm going to select from explode, we can say from the exploded data, and also as one as a quantity, and but basic, and I'm going to use the total quantity minus 1 in a recursive, we can say in a recursive loop from which tables from explode data tables. From explode data tables where till which I'm going to use that recursive functions. I have to give the basically one conditions. So I'm going to give the conditions, say when total quantity I can say is greater than one, till I need to repeat that loop. So basically, if we have consider, let's consider we have a two. Total quantity is the 2. So mean 2 is greater than 1? Yes. Then the records will come like 1 minus 1, 0. Then, okay, first two quantities will be there. Okay. How it will work? First, these records will be there where have the two records, and after that, this explode we will give into a recursive loop. In a recursive loop, we will take the two records 2 minus 1. Like the first, we will take 2. 2 is greater than 1, yes, it will condition fulfill the condition. So this record, first record plus these records, we will get the two record. Same like for the 4, we will get the first record, after that it will come to the 3 value, after that come for second 2 value, after that come for 1 value. So we will get the 4 records. Like how we will get the records? Select star from which explode data. Let's see how we will get the result first. Okay, as you can see, first we are getting one. Let's order by. I haven't given the order by, that's why we are not getting the proper. But for example, let's give the order date, order ID. Okay, let's run the query once again. Okay, as you can see, we have a two records. So first we will get the two quantities. After that one, same like the 4, 3, 2, 1, like the recursive loop we are using. We have a order ID 503 single record. So we are getting the single records. As you can see, in a recursive, there is the three more main components are there when you use the recursivity. First is the anchor member. This is the anchor member, we can say the starting point over the base of this query. Second is the recursive member. This is the recursive member. Basically this is the repeating in a loop or in a cursor, we can say. So this query that reference the city. Say third is the termination condition. So where is the termination condition, we can say till this condition satisfy, this loop will execute and will give the union of all these records result into a select query, into a that specific CTA, I can say. But in the CTA I need only three columns. That three columns I'm going to take. Which three columns I need? First, these three columns I need from the CTA, so I'm going to use this three column. Let's run the query once again. So as you can see, we have got the output like the first explode data. We can say first 501 orders have the two times data, 502 orders have a four time because total quantity was the four, and the 503 is the one. As you can see here, see 502 have a four quantity, so we have explode that 502 into four rows. Okay. If you find this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.